Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Design. I am just right back from our day 3 class, and the quick craft tip today is how do you bind. Now you guys saw that I used this plastic until that dries so it won't stick on this. In a little bit I'll take that plastic off and let it just lay open tonight, and it will be dried and it will be fine. But how do we bind our journal? Well, the first thing I'm going to do, because that is so beautifully tight there, I am going to take any kind of clips you have. You don't have to have these clips. These are just clips I have in my stash. And I'm going to make sure that I catch where it is bent, because that is something that we want to make sure we get everything in there tight. Okay, now you see that one in the middle. That is not going to fit. Now you can push it up. If you want to, you can push it down, or you can just trust your judgment, okay? And probably I'm going to regret not putting it up or down, but gotta be honest. All right, I'm trying to see if there's any way I can reach it, which I think I had. It wasn't in here. Oh, I do. I have a bookmark that's a paper clip. Let's see if it'll reach it. Nope, it's not going to reach. Okay, that's okay. You can use long, big bookmarks, but see how that's going to hold that down? Maybe that will help hold that down. We'll see. All right, one last one to put in, and then I'm going to take it out of the journal. Now, I know you're probably going, oh, it's going to catch. It's going to be a pain. Yes, it's going to catch. It's going to be a pain, and I'm going to have to wiggle it out, and that's okay. I'm totally fine with that. I'd rather get it correct in the middle now than later. Okay, so there's that. I've pulled that out of the way. Now, where is my self-healing mat? Hold on. It's right here somewhere. Okay. Silly me. I should have had that out. I had everything else out ready. But the self-healing mat. Okay. Well, I'm just going to go with it because I'm usually pretty good with it. But I highly recommend, a lot of people will get a book, like a book that they're not going to read, and they will use that. They will set this down in there. They will measure out their holes, and that's how they'll do it. I'm not going to do that because I make lots of these, so I kind of know how I'm going to do it. But I basically come down about an inch, so I'll mark that. I'll come somewhere in the center. I'm going to eyeball this. I am not going to be exact. You can measure all that you would like. It's totally fine. And about an inch there. Everybody has their place they like to, to measure by. And then all I do is take, sorry, I forgot there was a tip on that. You take your awl, and then you just go through. You can use, I guess, an ice pick, or maybe even if you have something else, and see how it's come through. So I'm going to make sure that I get it very well done. Now, I used to always put needles through there. I don't think I am. And this is just a whole bunch of little needles that I have, and they're thick eyes. They have, they're larger. It makes it easier. So, but if that's something that you might want to do, so you make sure you don't lose your spot, you totally can. Now, I don't like how tight that is, so I'm going to come back in and make it just a little bit looser. Because if you see that all graduates in size. Now, some people hate big holes. I'm kind of one of those people, but for your sake today, I'm trying to make it so that you can see it well. Now, I'm just going to do the same thing down here, and then just like I did in the middle. Okay. And then I'm trying to make sure you guys can see, and then the same thing up here. Okay. Now, if you notice, you can do it on an old phone book. People have done them on old phone books. It's totally fine. Whatever you enjoy. Okay, I know people that cut their string. I cut my string sometimes. I'm going to try to not cut my string this time. Let's see what happens. So I just take, this is waxed thread. I get it off of Amazon. You can use DMC cloth or DMC thread, for embroidery. You can use all kinds. You can use crochet thread. I've used that. This is just kind of a bookbinding type thread, and it worked really well for me. Because I have so much arthritis in my hands, I like whatever is the easiest. I'm going to be honest. So, and see just that little bit of movement, and I've already I almost lost my hole there. So you really kind of have to pay attention. And the rule of thumb is usually 3 times the width. I mean, three times the height. And so if you're cutting it. So right now, even with that bent under, let me see here. Where's the, yeah, okay. So if I did something like this, and it would be 1, 2, and maybe 3. Okay. So, but you do what you're comfortable with. Okay. I just want to try it today that I don't have to cut it. I know, but you can cut your thread. It's so easy. All right, so now we've come out this hole in the middle. You can either go top or bottom or top. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It all works out the same. I'm telling you right now, it all works out the same. So you come in from the out and then down. And because we have a little bit of play, you know, with that thread, and I've pulled enough out, I'm going to have enough. So now, another thing you could do, you don't have to start on the inside. If you want to do it on the outside and put some tassels and some beads and things, you could do that too. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with mine, because you can still put tassels and beads. Yeah. You think I'm going to give up my bling? No way. Sorry, I'm talking too much. I didn't pay attention to my thread. Oh, you know, I'm going to have some bling in there. Okay, so now we just go in, make sure we've got enough. We go back in. We're coming back in the middle, go back in the middle. We go in the top. Got to find that hole. Yep. And then we bring it over. And I want to show you something. So I'm pulling that through. I'm going to pull through, make sure I have both of my strings through, because this is wax thread. It can get a little funny here. So let me, it'll stick is what's going to happen. Yep. And that's what it's done. All right. So there is benefit to not having wax thread. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm just going to pull it. I don't want to pull it too tight, but I don't want it to be loose. So I start checking everything to make sure it's all good. So this is, do I want that tighter? I'll tighten it up. Are these where I want them? I'm good. You know, again, you do not want to tie it too tight. Now, so I'm going to take off my needle instead of keep poking myself with it, which I've been doing. And I'm going to come like this and cross my threads. So here they are. I'm going to cross them. And the reason why is I want that. Now, some people, they will literally take the needle and they will thread it through here. And you can totally do it. It makes it so much easier. Well, let's just do it. Okay. So then that gives you your spot. Now I'm just going to tie a simple knot. That's all I'm going to do. And I got to be able to see where I'm going here. So I had to turn that around. Sorry, guys. But all the while, and the one thing about wax thread is because it's waxed, it kind of holds its space. So you don't have to have another person with their finger in there. Now, some people, and then what I'm going to do is I'll trim it. Let me trim it. I'll do this first, and then I'll explain. Some people. This is very simple. Okay. Now, I'll get all that out of the way. Now, so some people like just the plain string. Some people like to cut them off. Some people like to make a bow. And for right now, I'm just going to make a bow. But I'm not going to knot, some people knot the bow. I'm not going to. But tomorrow, I'm going to show you something else that you can do with the string to jazz it up. Okay? Okay, that's it. So if you have any questions about tying up your TN, and by the way, look at this. You can just take everything off. Now we're done. Isn't that amazing? So quick and easy. Nothing hard. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Book, you know, journal making is so easy. Now, again, if you feel like there's too much play here, then, you know, go a half or 3/4 of an inch down. Okay. You do what you're comfortable with. So I love it. Isn't that neat? It looks perfect. So, and I did make that hole a little bit bigger than I normally would because I did it for demonstration purposes. But, so now we have our TN done. Everything stays in and we are good to go. All right, friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something maybe different that maybe you didn't know before, or maybe it just reminded you of something that you knew already. And I just encourage you, go out, make it a very creative day, and start keeping that journal. This is a great way to start keeping a junk journal, okay? Now remember, tomorrow we're going to do something with these tails, so don't get rid of them yet, okay? All right, that's it. Thanks so much for stopping by. I'm so glad you're here. And if you're here and you haven't been watching the video series, I hope you'll go back and watch them. My youngest is in class right now, so there's no editing taking place, so please forgive me. She did get editing software, so we're at least there now. But anyways, and you do not have to have these things. If you have a fat needle, just a needlepoint needle, some Plano string, and something with a pokey end, you can totally do this. You do not need anything extra special anywhere. Okay. And you can just use paper clips instead of these. These I just happen to have. So, and yes, a lot of bookbinders do use these kind of clamps or clips or, bulldog clips. Yes, but you don't have to have it. So, all right, friends. Most importantly, thanks so much for being here. I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. And send me pictures of what you're creating. Let me see your TN after you tie it together, or your signature. I can't wait to see it. It'll be a lot of fun. Okay, friends. Have a great day. Be safe. Love you guys. I'll be talking to you soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.